Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. It is TechLock here. Today I am bringing you a somewhat different video than I normally put on my channel. This is more of a thought experiment, prediction, speculation kind of video. And it was brought on by one of the recent units that we got, Yarne, and something that I noticed when I was playing through the story chapter. So, let me show you, instead of trying to explain it. Well, I'll explain it to you, but it's going to be better if I show you. So let's go into this chapter. And let's see, I'm using my Fire Emblem team. Alright, and very apropos, this video is about Yarne and one of his skills, so of course he has to show up here and talk a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice Sigurd to Yarne. Sorry Sigurd, but it's worth it for the video.
Yes.
So we're going to take out these units over here, leave it completely open on this side for Yarne to come and attack Sigurd. So we'll put Sigurd right in his range. And let's wait and see what happens. Alright, so what I want to point out here is that obviously Gale Force procs after your combat turn is done. However, I believe this is the first time that we've seen a unit have a cooldown charge or an effect that triggers a cooldown charge after combat is over and then still proc a special. So I know a lot of people when Yarne first came out they were saying, oh, this is basically a better Wrath built into his weapon, but I played around with Wrath. And Wrath has the condition that at the start of the turn. So if his Bunny Fang special ability was similar to or comparable to Wrath, then he wouldn't have gotten that -2 cooldown charge right when the combat turn ended. It would have procced at the beginning of the next turn. So in actuality, it really is not that comparable to Wrath, because it procs immediately as soon as combat's done when he has when he meets the HP threshold, even if it's not at the start of the turn. And if, again, please correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first cooldown special or the cooldown trigger that occurs after combat that is reducing cooldown. Yes, we do have Witchy Wand on Mia that resets cooldown, and we do have Pulse Smoke on our Sage General Hent that increases your cooldown count by 1 on foe units after attack. They're in that smoke area. But this would be the first time that something happened after combat in order to proc a special.
I understand.
And now, I mean, it didn't really help Yarne in this situation, sorry. But this leads me to believe there could be more specials like this in the future that in turn proc a special while a unit's already taken their turn. So let's go back, we'll run it back. So just to give you a little visual, again, it's not a super helpful visual, but you know, any visuals help. I'm a visual learner, so again, we're going to sacrifice Sigurd again. I'm so sorry, you must feel like air being sacrificed over and over. That's a story-related reference, if you guys get it. So yeah, imagine if this is a harder map, and we needed, in order for Lynn to take out Brady here, we needed her to have that Draconic Aura proc. We needed that Draconic Aura proc, but she still had one left, so imagine, and again, where would this after combat or outside of combat or outside of start of turn cooldown come from? Obviously the increase or the special cooldown charge debuff first started with the wand, Witchy Wand. So it makes sense to have a staff unit that have a wand similar to like a restore staff that would reduce your cooldown charge, or maybe have a staff and then their special, whether it's something along the lines of like a Windfire or some sort of bomb that instead of buffing up units, it drops down their cooldown charge. So we're gonna pretend, use our imaginations, that Reinhardt is a staff unit here, comes over, bink, does the restore effect or whatever effect on Lynn, and now she has that Draconic Aura ready to go and is able to take out that unit. So, again, I think that's where we're kind of headed, given that this Bunny Fang effect. Now, I don't know. This could be a glitch. Maybe they meant to make it at the start of turn, and something was just skipped in the process. But I hesitate to call it a glitch. But just because everyone was calling it a Wrath comparable to Wrath, and Wrath does not work this way. Wrath works at the start of a turn, so it could be a glitch. I don't think it is, but if so, if it's not a glitch, then I think this really paves the way for having new skills, new weapons that trigger cooldown charges outside of combat and not at the start of a turn. So again, maybe you're like Reinhardt here, and you're like, gosh, I need Reinhardt to move again. Bring in a wand, and considering maybe it's 2 more turns for Gale Force, come in, bring in the wand, and he's in quote-unquote stone after he's made his move. So you come in here, bring in the wand, get that 2 cooldown, boom, outside of combat, not even relating to combat procs, goes down to Gale Force triggers, and then he can move again. So I think that would be a really cool effect to be added in the game, and I think it's only inevitable now that we have Yarne's effect, the way Yarne's effect works right now. So again, that's something that I think is going to be next. I think, obviously with Brady, unfortunately, he really didn't have a pref staff, so I think maybe the next special unit that has a pref staff could have something along the lines of the effect that I just described. But again, I could be totally speaking out of my ass right now. Who knows? This is just something that I thought about that just kind of struck me when I was playing through this chapter, but let me know if you think this is viable. Let me know if you think this is possible. Let me know if you think it's inevitable in this game. However, if you stayed around the end of the video, again, leave a like, subscribe. I bring you a lot of Fire Emblem content, and hopefully can bring you some new and interesting things, such as the stuff I provide in this video. And as always, have a great rest of your day, guys. And fingers crossed that we get an effect like this in the game. Take care.